All right, guys. Okay, so road to a million. First things first. Something very, very important today. It is James's birthday. And so you guys been on here before. You guys know James. James is the freaking man. James is one of the biggest reasons that we're able to do this call and all the other calls inside the community is because James shows up to these and he lets you guys in. James is the person who lets you guys in. Okay. Also, James does so much in the background, um, systems, processes, and some of you guys might not know this, but James was actually our our virtual assistant. We started this Mesa location. He was the one who did the vision sheet. He was the one who did the intelligence sheet. He was the one who did all of our VA duties in the beginning, along with doing his personal assistant duties for me, and also doing all of his Airbnb duties for Katie. So James is the man. It's his 21st birthday today, so give James some love. Please, 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 please. Show the guy some love. He is truly a stud. Truly a stud. Thank you so much, James. And James is such a stud that he actually recruited his brother. His brother's now working for us on the weekends, and so me and Jasper is his brother's name. Me and him hung out all day yesterday. All day yesterday, I was giving him new tasks, new videos, and giving him better directions. And eventually, you guys will all benefit from some of those cool things that are coming in the pipeline. So, thank you so much, James. Thank you so much, so much. So, one of the cool things that come down the pipeline, if you guys are inside the community, reoccurring training. Actually, what am I calling this? Converting reoccurring clients training. I don't know. I'll figure out the name of it. Regardless, how do you freaking get people on subscription? Okay, that's what I'm gonna teach you, right? And so this has been a focus. Probably for the last like 6 months, it was like an epiphany moment. It was an epiphany moment that I was like, why are we not paying attention to this number? Why are we not actively focused on how many recurring clients we're getting? And this actually was in our first location in Bozeman. We were hovering between like 150 and 160 recurring clients, and we've been hovering there for probably about a year and a half, right? We built that business, and we got it to over $100,000 a month, and we kind of just stuck. We just kind of got stuck at that 150 mark, and we didn't put any attention on it. We just kept on focused on getting new clients. And the moment that I told Elia, I was like, Elia, I'm an idiot. Me, dumb. Me dumb. Me not focus on right thing. Right thing, getting people who want to be on subscription every week, every 2 weeks, every 4 weeks. And because I'm dumb, we all got to pay for it. And so, sorry, but now we got to focus on getting recurring clients. And so we started working on it for the last 6 months. And over the last 6 months, it's grown. It's grown, it's grown, it's grown. And specifically since January, in our first location in Bozeman, we started the month of January out with 211 recurring clients. So it definitely had grown from that 150 mark. But in January, it grew from 211 to 231 recurring clients. I was like, dang, that's 20. Actually, I think it was 19. So it must have been 212 to 231 recurring clients. It was 19. I was like, dang, that's pretty good. And then in our second location down here in Mesa, Arizona, we started the month of January out with 131 recurring clients, and we ended January with 150, which also is a net of 19 recurring clients. And although this isn't my business, technically it's somebody who I've been working with very intimately for over the last year and a half, but Jessica and Lucas have also been helping me build this process and build the system, and I've been confiding with them, and their business went from 150 at the start of January to the end of January to 167 recurring clients. Right? And so those are the three examples that I've been really focused on over the last, honestly, last 6 months has been a focus, but the last 3 months I've been like writing out new SOPs, writing out new direct, like just trying things, just throwing spaghetti at the wall and seeing what sticks. And I think we're getting something to stick. So with that being said, the training. If you guys are inside, you guys have seen this orange module, the recurring client training. It's been sitting there for a while. It's under construction, right? Everything's under construction. Usually, so this is actually funny. So, all you guys who are in northern states, like construction stops when it snows, right? Well, in Arizona, it's all year round. It's all year round, right? And it's so funny to hear everybody complain. They complain about the construction. They complain about the weather. They complain about this, and this, and this. And so there's one day, Katie and I were, where were we, Katie? We were on our way to, I don't know, I was driving. Why was I driving, Katie? Do you remember why I was driving? Oh, I think you were getting the windows tinted on the pickup, right? Anyway, so I had to drive. I had to take Katie to go drop her off so she could get her freaking windows tinted. Okay. And there's construction everywhere. I remember thinking like, oh, everyone bitches about this. Like, how do I make this cool and fun and exciting? I was like, oh, I'm going to take this. I'm going to put it into the module. I'm going to make an under construction module, so that way everyone knows that I've been working on this recurring client module. And so I turned the construction into something really fun. But with that being said, that under construction module is going to change. It's going to change to an actual module on Valentine's Day. Okay, on Valentine's Day, I'm going to give you guys some love. And show you guys the process that last month we netted 19 recurring clients in both our locations, and Jessica and Lucas grew by 17. A bunch of other people have been giving them little things here and there. And this module is for sure going to help your business grow, because the only thing that's valuable in a cleaning business, the only thing, is that it's a recurring business model. That is it. That is it. Right? So, guys can look out for that. That module will be released on Valentine's Day, February 14th, which is, if you guys don't know what day that is, for all you non-lovers out there, it is not this Friday, but it's the following Friday. Okay? Not this Friday, but the following Friday, that module will be released. So, be on the lookout for it. Now, everyone here is here for the road to $1 million, right, Katie? Is that what everybody's here for?
I believe so, yes.
Cool. Okay, so guys, if you are brand new here, how to get value from this? Simply pay attention, right? And how you more likely to pay attention is have your videos on, just like Stanley does, just like Bethany is, right? Have your videos on. You guys can engage, right? Say hello to your homies. And the more you pay attention and the more that you are able to see, you're able to like catch the little nuances about what we're about to talk about, the higher probability you are to implement these things, and then for you to take what you learned today and put it into your business. Okay. Now, who this is for? This is for residential or home cleaning businesses. If you're a home cleaning business, man, you are in the right spot. I'm going to give you the secret sauce. Okay. I'm going to show you exactly how we grew our first business to over $1 million, and took home over $200,000. Take home profit in the bank over $200,000 twice now, 2 years in a row. Actually, last year was $270,000, so I guess maybe I should just be really clear. And we didn't live in the same state as that business. Okay. To now, the second location is in Arizona, and we started this business on March 8th. We started with 0 clients, 0 cleaners, 0 business, and last month in January we did $64,000 in revenue, and most importantly, Katie, we were profitable. Woo woo, woo woo. Yes, we've actually been profitable 2 months in a row. So if you guys have been following me along, I've been saying this, but I'll be more emphatic about saying it. For like the first $60,000, ain't no profit. There ain't nothing there. Nothing. Zero profit. Right? Not when you're running a scale cleaning business, because Katie and I haven't been selling, we haven't been hiring, we haven't been in the field, we've been coaching our team on how to run a business. So very similar to how I'm going to coach you guys on how to run a business, that is how I run my businesses too. I do not do. Okay, I coach the doing. I shouldn't say this. I know how to do. I'm actually pretty decent at the doing. I say decent at the doing, but I'm a better coach. It's because I'm lazy. I'm lazy. So lazy. However, it's not being lazy. I just understand leverage, right? And I get more. I'm better spent coaching than I am doing. Once I know how to do, then I'm better spent teaching other people how to do. And so, with that being said, we're now profitable. Now we'll see if we can be profitable 3 months in a row. And so without further ado, I'm going to dive in here to the vision sheet. Now we're going to share the vision sheet with you guys. And so the vision sheet, this is our data sheet. This is like how we know if we did good, how we know if we did bad, right? And so we've been doing this now for 48 freaking weeks, 48 weeks. And so if you guys are just here for the very first time, you're like, wow, this sounds really cool. And you want to go back, you want to listen to episode number 1, where we started with $400. Yes, our very first week, we made $400. Okay. James just put the link in the chat. You guys can listen to my podcast, and I share all of the previous episodes for free. We've been doing this for 48 weeks straight. Okay. I still show up every single day. Show up. So if you want to go back and listen, you can go back and listen. Link is in the chat for the podcast. So, but now we are 48 weeks later. So here's what happened on the week of 125 to 21. So as we close January out. So as of today, as of February 1st, our projected monthly revenue for the month of February is $47,000. Okay, that's what's on the books currently as we speak. Last 30 days, 67,000. That is what we billed inside ZenMade for the month of January. And the next 30 days, well, it would be the same as was predicted monthly revenue because it is February 1st, so that's 47,000. Okay. We ended the month billing $67,000. So again, we actually collected 65, but we actually billed 67. And the weekly revenue was 13,000. So this revenue was actually down a little bit. As you guys can see here, we went from 13,000, week before that was 14, then 16, and 16. And as we get a little bit lower, I'll kind of share with you guys why. And it's one of the biggest knucklehead mistakes that I made. And hopefully, you guys can learn from my mistakes. Okay. But look at this, the reoccurring clients. Katie, what is that number?
150.
It's actually pretty cool. It's actually pretty cool. So as you guys actually can see here, last 4 weeks, you can see 4 weeks ago, we were at 131, then we were at 136, then 136, then 143, and then 150, right? So like really the last, we made a big change right here, and it's starting to show off, right? So about 2 weeks ago, we made a big change, and we're starting to see some of the fruits of that. And so when it comes to building processes and systems, here's something that most people don't understand unless you actually have ever built something, is that the shit never works the first time. It never works the second time. It never works the third time. And the thing that finally gets it to work is something so small that people discount, like, oh, I almost had it. I was so close. But the difference between being good and being great is like the gap on that is so freaking far apart that it takes so much work to go from good to great. It's so much freaking work. And so most people will discount that, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But like the amount of work that it took to go from here to here is insane, right? And so just so you guys know, for all you guys who just get this handed to you, I'm trying to help you understand the work, the head smashing against the wall that it took to actually get it. So when you do get it, follow it. Quit trying to be cute and try to do something different. Until you have more than 150 recurring clients, follow the process. Follow the system. Until you've grown $2 million businesses yourself, follow the freaking process and system. Okay? Don't be stupid. Just follow the process. Okay?
Louder for those in the back.
Those in the back. Yeah.
Ya no terminó.
Yeah, I'm yelling at you. I'm yelling at you. Just follow the freaking process. Okay? If you're going to pay someone for their system, use the system. I don't know. Seems crazy. Okay? How about this? I'll just stop giving you the freaking system. So that way you can't follow it anymore. No, don't do that. Then follow it. No, I don't know what to do. I'm so torn. Okay, anyway, let's keep going here. 150 recurring clients. Insane. Insane. Again, considering we had 0 recurring clients on March 8th, 2024. Wild. Revenue per clean. Oh, excuse me. The 57 cleans, again, was down a little bit. So we had 64 the week before that, then 75 and 67. So last couple of weeks, it definitely have been down a little bit. Total number of cleaners, 15. Total cleaning hours, 23. And then job ticket hours, or excuse me, assigned cleaning hours, 250 cleaning hours. So yeah, so definitely down. I'll show you guys why. I'll show you right here why. So ZenMade. So we bill through a CRM called ZenMade, and then once we charge our clients through their credit cards, that credit card gets processed through a company called Stripe, and then Stripe drops the money into our bank account, and then inside our bank account, QuickBooks recognizes that, and then it pulls it into its software, and then we categorize it as income, and then voila, it goes into our profit and loss statement. Okay? So ZenMade is the first step of that whole equation. And so again, for the month of January, we billed $67,000. And this, in the final week of January, we billed $13,000. $5,000 of it was initial clean revenue, but $7,000 was reoccurring. And so this is the biggest reason why our total weekly claims have been down. This initial clean revenue, we hover around $5,000 to $7,000. That's pretty normal. Our recurring client revenue this week, as you guys can see, is $7,000. I'll go back a week right here. Last week was also low, less than $7,000. And then the 2 big weeks we had were the weeks before that. If you look at this, look at that, Katie. How much recurring client revenue was 3 weeks ago?
10,000.
And the week before that, let's do one more here for the people in the back.
10,000.
Cool. So if you want to consistently grow your business, you want to have weekly PRs, right? What should this number do? Should it go up or down, or stay the same?
Up.
I can't hear you.
Up.
Oh.
Up.
Can you guys hear, or is it just me?
Up.
I can't hear you anymore. Okay. Yeah, super weird. It might be me. Definitely audio issues. Okay, so this number right here, if we add $3,000 to this, now this week is $16,000 again. And so this was what I was sharing with our office gals last week, because they were feeling it. They were feeling it. The stress of not being able to continue to grow. They're like, why aren't we hitting our revenue goal? And it came back to this number up here. Came up to our recurring clients that we have been stuck. We were stuck here for about 3 or 4 weeks, and we weren't growing the recurring. And we had 2 weeks where the recurring was fine, but we had other 2 weeks where the recurring was definitely lacking, and it showed up. And so it's really hard to grow if you're relying heavily on initial clean revenue. Now, you can. I'm not saying you can't. If you can market and sell, you can definitely you can grow. But the recurring client revenue, like, that's the missing piece that I see, is the reason why we had 2 weeks that are shallow. And so, with that being said, I showed the girls that, and they're like, boom, they got 12. We got 12 recurring clients this week. Like, as we go down here a little further, you guys will see this. We got 12 recurring clients this week, which is crazy. And this week, I'm going to make it the focus again, is that if we want to have PR weeks, it's not just about getting new sales, but it's also converting those initial cleans into recurrings. Cool. Okay. QuickBooks. So we collected 64,000. There's the collection. Less than 7 days that is not collected is $4,200, and then greater than 7 days is $228. So Katie was funny, and so some of you guys want to play this game. We do this in Bozeman actually quite a bit, but at the end of the month we try to like make sure that we put all the cash in there. We make sure that we charge the cards at least 2 days in advance. So any guys who have run payment processors for a while, you realize that as soon as you charge the card, like, it takes 2 days for the money to actually deposit into the account. So if you actually want money from the bank account, you got to charge it 2 days before. And so down here in Mesa, we just haven't had a ton of experience. Our office guys haven't had a ton of experience doing that. And so we waited till Thursday to like hit all the cards. And so Friday didn't show up. So that's why you see this number, even though we billed 67. That's why we had a big difference here, is because all the cards were charged on Thursday, which means they hit this morning. So I did see it this morning. This morning was a nice little bump. It was like $4,500 or something crazy. But anyway, it's always a fun game. At the end of the month, try to get all the money into the account. That way, the end of the month numbers look good. So that's why this $4,200 is large. But however, most of it has been collected now. Okay, revenue discounts. All right, Katie, try to say something again. I don't know if I can hear you again.
Everybody else can hear me.
Yeah, it's me. I'm having an issue. Okay.
We'll just let you talk.
Oh, I hear you again. You're back. Military discounts, Mark Shanley, 10% discounts. These are our Google review discounts. We had 3 Google review discounts, which is great. 50-page, look at this, 50-page homepage vouchers. This is one of the most I've seen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cool to see. And then $100 vouchers. This was an offer that we ran. And then discounts. Stephanie Rogers, she was pissed. She was mad. Stephanie was mad. She even wrote a review I saw. She's so mad. And then this is new. So all you guys have been here for a while. You guys will see something new here. I want to share with you guys a little bit more value here. So we did an internal marketing message. So you guys can see that we had 2 $100 vouchers. So these were offers that we ran. Especially ran an internal marketing campaign on the 28th. We ran to our list, no for nows, and here was our message. We said, hey, contact first name. There are only 4 days left for January. We have 4 spots available for our end of January special. These spots are limited. Text back mine or give us a call for more info. And so that's the message that we sent to our no for now list, and we got a couple people who took that offer. There you guys go. So this will be something that we track every single week. Internal marketing. So internal marketing, Katie, how much does it cost us to send internal marketing?
No dollars.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you own these people. You own them. They're on your list. Okay, they gave you their contact information. Continue to message them. Continue to reach out to them. Send them offers. Tell them, show them attention. Show them love. Okay? Until they say go away, assume they're interested. This is like the biggest misnomer in business, is that everybody assumes the other way. Everybody assumes that they're pestering people when in fact the person gave you the contact information because they want the service. They're not responding to you not because they don't want to, because they're busy. Because cleaning is the last thing. It's the last thing that they want to do or it's on their mind. Okay? And so yes, if they don't respond to the very first message, think about it from their perspective. Like, this is not the only thing. Yes, this is your thing. This is what you're consumed with. It's not what they are consumed with. So it might take you 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 attempts before finally somebody's like, okay, now I actually have time. And you guys can, like, you guys who have had this experience, please show in the chat when you guys have had this experience that when you finally get a hold of somebody that you've been reaching out to for days, weeks, months, and you finally get a hold of them, they're like, thank you. Thank you so much for continuing to follow up with me. Like, the moment that you have that experience, it gives you an opportunity to change your beliefs around that you pestering people rather than you giving people attention, giving people value by continuing to reach out to them and continue to give them attention. Okay. Cool. Okay, so now let's talk about external marketing. So we pay for marketing. Katie, what are the 2 places that we pay for marketing on?
Facebook and Google Local Services.
Yes, ma'am. And last week we spent $200 on Google Local Services and we spent $1,200 on Facebook. So a combined total of $1,400. Okay. And so from Facebook, we got 78 leads. That's a $15 per lead from Facebook. We got 2 Facebook Messenger leads, 1 missed call, 3 Google Local Services. How many homepage leads, Katie?
Ooh, 11.
11 people came to our homepage. So when you guys see this up here, that we had 5 people who we gave the $50 homepage voucher to, out of those 11 people who came to our homepage, at least 5 of them booked this week. Like, homepage leads are some of the best leads, right? And also, I have a training on how to get them for free. Incoming call leads, 10, right? Referrals, 0, and we got 105 leads. $13 per lead. We've been in business for 48 weeks, and I think out of those 48 weeks, we turned marketing on, I don't even know, probably in week number 4 or 5, we've got 100 leads every single week. Like, for 40 straight weeks, we get 100 leads. Like, we understand how to get leads. And for everybody who's inside the coaching program, like, you use the system, like, leads is not the problem. What's the problem, Katie?
Conversions. Sales.
Sales, exactly. Because most people measure if their marketing is working based on what their cost per lead is. But I'll tell you what, cost per lead don't pay the bills. You know what pays the bills? How many of those leads you convert into initial cleans. And so last week, we had 35 spots unfilled. This is actually one of the highest numbers I've seen. So we actually had 35 spots that we could have filled that we didn't fill. It's crazy. We have 48 spots open this week, right? Which means that we have lots of room to grow, which is kind of crazy because I actually think that we have like $17,000 in the books right now. So this could be a huge week, potentially, which is really cool to see. And then total, for total outgoing calls made between our 3 office gals, so we have 2 full-time office gals, we have 1 part-time office gal. We made 435 outgoing calls. Let's see here. We answered 60 calls. We missed 24 calls. We had 35 quote calls scheduled. Out of those scheduled quote calls, we had 24 that showed up. And out of those 24, we did 60. That isn't math, Katie. That isn't math. What is the math? Why is that not mathing? How do we have more people who showed up than people who had, how do we do more quotes than people who showed up to quote calls? Scheduled.
We call. We give them attention. We love on them. We do not give up on them. We do not pester them. We actually provide value to them by continuously calling them.
Yeah. We don't wait around. We don't wait around. So although we had 24 people who had scheduled quote calls, we connected with 26 more people by simply making these outbound phone calls. Okay, and this is not cold calling. So let me just be really clear. These are at these 105 leads that came into our Go High level. Only 35 of them scheduled. Only 24 of them showed up. And so we made 435 phone calls in order for us to connect with additional 26 people. So 60 total. So I want to be really clear. The system that we do, and the system that I teach, is work. If you're looking for a magic solution that doesn't involve you working or involves you around some trick or some gimmick, like, this ain't the place, my friend. This system is about working. If you want to work and you want to work hard on the right things, you'll like this system. If you're willing to roll your sleeves up, get on a phone, talk to strangers and get told no, 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 get told no 28 times, to then get told yes 32 times, this is your system. Okay? And that's exactly what we did last week. 32 said yes, which means 28 said no. So we closed at 53%. Okay? It means almost half the people said no. And from there, we got $10,000 of a projected quote call revenue on the books. And so if you want to know if your marketing is working, this is the number you're going to look at. How much money you spent on marketing. So Katie, how much money did we spend on marketing last week?
$1,400.
And how much money did we put on the books from our initial clean sales?
$10,700.
There we go. So that's the ratio you're looking at. How many of you guys would spend $1,400 if you could book $10,000 of initial clean revenue?
It's almost an 8x return, 7.6.
There you go. And so really, when we're looking at marketing, that's the ratio we're looking at. So I don't care what your cost per lead is. You can have a $20 cost per lead. You can have a $100 cost per lead. Just tell me what you can convert at. Now, if you can convert at least 5 to 1, then you can break even on marketing. And that's what this game is. The goal is not to make money on marketing. This is the biggest problem I have with people who like to do the remote cleaning model. Like it's a marketing and sales system, but like you're not going to make a ton of money on marketing and sales in this business. I'm sorry if you've bought that belief, but I can show you with data that it's just like I'm going to try to be really candid and really truthful with you here. Probability of these remote marketers being better at marketing than I am is just very low. Full transparency, just very, very low. Them being better at marketing and sales than me is even lower. Them being better at marketing, sales, and fulfillment of the cleaning business is even lower. And so I can tell you this, from somebody who actually runs an actual business, that this business I would not be in if it was just a marketing and sales business, which is what a remote cleaning model is. The only reason that we're in this business, the only reason that we make money in this business, the only reason that we made over $200,000 in profit last year is because of this number, our conversions. Your profit is in reoccurring customers. There is no profit or very, very little profit in acquiring new customers. Your profit is in reoccurring. Do I need to explain why, or does that make sense? Do I need to explain why? Because I can. Come on, somebody ask me to explain why, because you don't know. Because if you did, you'd be focused on it. So somebody ask me. Thank you. Everyone should ask. Don't assume things. Assuming is what makes you stay poor. Ask questions. The most successful people are the most curious people. Just so you guys know, if you guys have never been around successful people, they are very curious. They will learn from everybody, not just more successful people. Actually, successful people I have found, they have to learn from people who are less successful than them because there's more of them. And so if you think that you can't learn, then you're like a 14-year-old girl. I know. Dad, I know. Dad, I know. It's like, quit being a 14-year-old girl. Okay? Ask. Assume you know nothing. Be a blank canvas. Be like a 5-year-old. Tell me, Dad, tell me. Oh, so cool. Wow. Be like that. Be a 5-year-old, not a 14-year-old. Stay curious. Okay. So thank you guys. Why recurring clients are valuable? More valuable than new customers. Because recurring clients, you don't have to pay for marketing. You don't have to pay for your salesperson. Like, all you have to pay for in a recurring client is the cleaner to clean the home. And so if your margins are, and your COGS are set to 55%-ish, is what most cleaning business should aim for, between 50 and 60%, that means 40% of your profit is going to come from recurring clients. That's where your profit is. Like, you got to have 40% profit there because you're making no profit on these new customers, and when you blend that together, that's how you get 20. There's your math. Krista, this is my system. Yes, I'm paying the system. Yes. Yes. $2,800 in recurring revenue. Okay. That's how you grow a cleaning business. Now, the next side of the equation. If you can market and you can sell, now look at this. You have 48 spots open. How do you have 48 spots open, Katie?
You have cleaners.
Cleaners, yes. Someone asked, contractors or cleaners? Contractor or employees? All employees. And so we market on Indeed. That's where you're going to find employees at. We spent almost $500. Okay, we spent almost $500 on employees. We had 24 applicants, 11 phone interviews, 11 scheduled phone interviews. 7 of those people showed up. We scheduled 13 Zoom interviews. 7 of them showed up, and we hired 0. Crazy. Did we actually hire 0, Katie?
I think we sent 2. I don't know. I think we sent 2 offers.
Cool. Yeah, so some of this data might be, we might have some of these who maybe got hired this week. So these are only people who accepted. So currently we have 0 accepted hires as of this moment. Okay. Now, currently in our pipeline, we have Ashley and Christy who are, Christy actually graduated, and Ashley just needs to do her test house to graduate. So these 2 have graduated. Giselle and Dakota are in their 2nd week of training. Okay, and then Haley and Angel, they are onboarding this Friday. And then we had one of our cleaners, Michaela, who in all fairness was our bottom cleaner. She put her 2 weeks in, and then she actually just quit on the 27th. Okay. So now we'll go down to our actual cleaners. So current cleaners on the team, we had Jocelyn work 30 hours, Alyssa 26, Tiffany 32, Kayla 18, Asia 25, 13. So nothing crazy here. Emma was sick last week. She had 3 days where she was out. Andre was also out 2 days. Trina worked no days. And then Sadie worked 22 hours. And we had 2 trainees, and then whose hours did count, and we had 2 trainees whose hours did not count. And so altogether, our cleaners worked on average 23 hours, and our actual man hour rate turned out to be $52 a man hour. Okay. And so just for everyone out there, we actually charge between $57 and $63, but as efficiency happens, you don't actually end up keeping all that $57 or $63 an hour. And so we actually charge $52 after all was said and done, after all discounts, all the things, all the inefficiencies. So speaking of discounts, Stephanie Rogers was pissed. She was mad. She came in yelling, angry. Right? But we solved her problem. We just gave her a discount. We said, Stephanie, here's a discount. Sorry about it. Let's move on. Right? And that was it. Very simple. And then I had one-on-ones with Emma, who's one of our office staff girls. And actually, this was kind of an interesting one-on-one. So as you guys can see up here at the very top, we actually have 3 office gals in here. And so this model does not require 3 office people. We just need 2 office people. Okay. And so the reason that I brought Emma in is because I just liked her. I liked her, and I was like, I think that she would crush. I think she'd do very well. And I wanted to see. And at the time, we were actually unsure of one of our office gals if they were going to make it. So I was like, I want to make sure that I have somebody who's in line if we lose one of our office gals, our current office gals. So I brought her in part-time, 5 days a week, and yeah, she definitely was a slow starter. She was a slow starter, but really she was a slow starter because I gave her bad directions. As many times although I've onboarded, I've onboarded probably 5 or 6 office staff people, like still not a lot of people. And so, what was unique about Emma was that neither Katie or I were actually in the office to onboard her. Like we were removed. And so our system, it was not set up for Katie and I not to like actually be there training physically. And real quickly we found that out. And so I had to recreate a whole new system that was based on Katie and I not actually being in the office. And so she struggled in the very beginning because she had bad directions. But because of the bad directions, because of poor performance, instead of blaming her and firing her, I said, me, I'm the problem. I'm the problem. And so I made a better system, better process. And once she got access to it, she started performing. And as you guys can see here last week, I think last week she was only in the office for 2 days. And so she went 5 of 2 last week, right? So definitely performing better. But I also realized that we don't need 3 people in the office. And so the reason why we have a third office person is because our plan is to continue to grow locations. We have a system, we have a skill set that we can do more of these, and so at the end of the day, that is going to be what we're doing. Is we're going to do more locations, and so the third office person that we're going to use in this location is going to be somebody who is prepared to either take. If one of these girls decide to quit or leave, then they can step up. Or if we start a second location down here in Arizona, then they can very easily transition over to that. However, we don't need them to work 5 days a week. And so the conversation I actually had with Emma was I actually moved her from 5 days a week to just 2 days a week. Simply because the business, it doesn't need her 5 days a week, but I did let her know that I do like her. I do enjoy her. I do like that she's making progress now. And that when we do have another opportunity, that she will be in line to get that full-time office position. So, yeah. People would call that a tough conversation, but like it was just a conversation. I just told her the real. Same conversation I'm telling you guys, I told her. Like, and very transparent. And yeah, it was just a simple decision based on what is best for both her and the business in the short term and long term. So, with that being said, that was our loan 101 that we had last week. And then cleans. So last week we did 57 cleans, 20 were new clients, 37 were reoccurring. We had 1 correction clean. We have 150 reoccurring clients, 66 occasional clients. So look at this, Kitty, your number here that you started tracking here. So we had new sales was 12, so we had a 60% conversion rate on that week, which is pretty good, right? Is that good?
That's really good in comparison to previous weeks. That's epic.
Yeah, it's really, really good. Cool. Oh, and one thing, before I get distracted here, so I see you guys asking questions. Great. Ask questions. I'm not going to answer the questions. There's very smart people in here. Katie being one of those smart people, she will answer the questions. All you other smart humans in here who are inside the coaching program, you guys can also answer questions as well. I am not going to answer this because I will get distracted and I will totally mess up it. I'll mess everything up for everybody else. So, but if you guys do have questions, please ask in the chat. And there's very smart people who will answer your questions. Okay. Reviews. Last week, how many reviews did we get, Katie? Katie, did we get last week?
16.
In a week, homies. Yeah. So we have 388 Google reviews. We've been in business for 48 weeks. Do the math on that. Who wants the math? You guys want to math together here? 488 divided by 48. That is, oh my gosh.
No. You said that wrong. 388 divided by 48.
Dang it. I was trying to get a higher percentage. Trying to get a higher number of reviews per week. Can you see it?
8.
You can only see my ring light. Yeah, 8. We're averaging 8 reviews per week. For 48 weeks. You guys know how to be great? Does anyone know the definition of great? Does anyone know the definition of great? Consistently good. Oh, Katie beat me to it. You're so good, Katie. Good job. Yeah, consistently good. That's it. You don't have to do 16 in a week. You just got to be consistently good. Just 8 every single week. 1 per day. Can you guys get 1 review a day? Can you make 1 sale a day? Can you do 1 of something every single day? Cool. Okay. So I want to show you guys, it's not just about doing one thing. You can't just be good at sales. You can't just be good at cleaning. You can't just be good at marketing. You can't just be good at hiring. If you want to have a successful home cleaning business, you cannot be great at one thing. Like, this is what I'm telling you. You cannot be great at one thing. You just have to be consistently good at everything. This business, it lays out for the common person to have an exceptional business. However, which I've discovered with being a human being myself and also being able to observe and work with other humans, humans are inconsistent by nature, by feelings, by emotions, because they don't feel like it. I don't feel like it today, Dad. I don't feel like it. I don't want to do it. But if you can just be consistently good, you can have a great cleaning business. Now, you want to know how to have a great cleaning business? Be a great person first. Right? So back to the emotional intelligence of like being able to act despite how you feel. Just because you don't want to, do it anyway. Just because you don't feel like it, do it anyway. Just because it's inconvenient for you in the moment, do it anyway. Right? Yeah. So good, Katie. Leadership. Definition of leadership. Like leading yourself first. Everyone looks out. Like, look in. Like, you aren't consistent. Like, would you follow you? Like, you see yourself when nobody else does. You see yourself naked. Like, would you follow you? Like, go first. If you want to make this game, if you want to have less resistance, and you want to flow with you, you want a tailwind, you want a current, go first. Go first. All right. Client fulfillment. We lost clients. Boo. Last time I booed on here, remember, Katie? It went away. So I'm gonna try it again. I'm gonna try to boo. If I boo long enough, maybe Terry and Ron and Sharon and Sandy will just come back. If I just boo hard enough, they'll come back. Boo. Come on, come back. No, okay, it's not working this time. Must have got lucky the first time. So part of this game is losing. The funniest part of this game is losing. The quicker you understand, the people who lose the most are the ones who win the most. You must lose first. You must lose money. You must lose your pride. First off, that's the biggest thing you got to lose. You got to lose your pride, right? You got to get humbled. You got to get smacked in the face. You got to be like, bro, you suck. And you got to believe it. You got to believe it. Okay, because the moment you think you're the shit, you think you're the man, that's when you get into the, I know, I'm good, I'm smart. And that's where your pride is protecting you. It's your protector. It's protecting you from believing the truth that you suck, actually, that you suck. Okay? But the reality is that you must lose. You must lose clients. And in this game, like full transparency, you will lose clients, you will lose money, you will lose cleaners, you will lose sleep, right? You might even lose hairs. I don't know how old you are. Maybe you don't even have hair, right? If you don't got hair, oh man, what's the next thing to lose, right? Losing is part of this game. It's a game of speed. How quickly can you replace the lost cleaners, the lost clients, the lost money? It's a game of speed. And so for proper expectation, expect to lose. And your goal is just to gain more than you lose. And so last week we didn't net. We gained 12 new clients. We also lost 5 recurring clients. So we netted 7. Would you net 7 clients? Would you be okay with netting 7 clients every single week? Cool. Then be okay with losing 5. You just got to work really hard to get to 12. Okay? That's the game. And so you can see here, we had a bunch of monthlies, a couple bi-weeklies. We've got a weekly here. Tammy, great job, Tammy. Way to show up for us here today. And so altogether, we have $2,800 of projected new client revenue. If that projected monthly revenue goes on 4 weeks from now, that would be pretty cool, right? That would help us get to that $10,000 that we're looking for. So, pretty cool here. All right, and then also part of losing is you're going to lose cleans. So I showed you that we had $10,000 of projected, and I put it in there. I put it in there. Like each word, I try to be really careful with words and making sure that I'm being very conscious of the words that we use. So I consciously, just want to show you guys this because these little nuances. Why I say pay attention, because these nuances sometimes is what's going to allow you to set proper expectations. You guys see this right here? Quotes booked projected revenue. Like that projected is very, very important. Because this whole $10,000, it doesn't actually get fulfilled. Some of it falls off the schedule. Some of it's going to fall off, just so you guys know. And so instead of pretending or hiding away from it, we start tracking it. And so down here, here's all the stuff that fell off. So last week we had almost $2,000 that fell off. And so that's why it's important that you need to put a bunch of projected revenue on the books to anticipate that some of it's going to fall off. It's not just a this game. Business is this. It's Usually this is down, down, and then a little bit up, and then down, and then up, and then down, and then sometimes you get a little bit more up. You're like, I'm the man, and then back down again. Like it's up and down. There's no incline. It doesn't go straight like this. It is not a linear game. It's like a stock market. Right? But and just like the stock market, if you just play the game long enough, you can stay in the game. You will learn enough to continue for you to be net positive. Okay. And so last week we lost $2,000 on the schedule. Let's just say $2,000 fell off. We didn't lose it. It was never there. Okay. It wasn't there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 were one-time clients, and then the rest were recurring. We did charge cancellation fees on John Wicks and Nancy. So if anyone's curious, we charge a 50% of the service price on there if somebody cancels within 48 hours. And so it looks like 2 of them were charged, and then 1 was not because we were able to fill the schedule. But yeah, so again, back to the expectation. Expect that things are going to fall off, and then when you do, it's okay because you're working really hard to just put more stuff back on. Okay? Yes. Yes. So that is the game. Okay. I catch myself getting distracted here with the questions here in the chat. Sorry. So this game. So all right, Katie, you go first, and then I'm gonna talk to some of these points here.
Sorry, I was actually typing. What'd you just ask me?
You answered the question. Okay, cool. So as far as like what this home cleaning business is, so whether most people in here, you're in home cleaning, like most of you guys are my homies. Like you guys can put it in the chat too. Like this is a game of attention. If you're trying to do this game part-time, it's difficult. I will never say anything is impossible. However, it is just very difficult. Depending on your level of skill sets, which unless you've grown million-dollar businesses before, the chances of you having the skill set to grow a million-dollar cleaning business is very low. Full transparency. And if you have half your attention on it, you have half your attention over here, it's even harder. So if you're trying to do this thing as a part-time thing, it's hard. It's very hard. The people who are the most successful are the people who have their 100% attention on it, because the cleaning business, let me share with you guys, for you guys who are new to this or looking to get into it, or maybe you've been in it for a while, you cannot win this game with money alone. That's the interesting part about this money. Is like this, and I think it's the biggest reason why you don't have like a huge business or a huge corporation to come in and dominate this game, because money can't win this game. Not completely, not entirely, right? And so the reason why that's a good thing, by the way, is that like you can play. All you guys can play. Because there isn't a huge market leader. There isn't a person who can just like come in with like big old fat pockets who have millions and millions, maybe even billions of dollars, and just be like throw money at the problem. Like that's not here yet. It's always like it's always coming, guys. It's always coming. Just so you guys know, like just because it's not here right now doesn't mean it's not coming. The reason why it's not here yet is because this business is challenging in the sense that there's not a lot of consistency to the business because of both clients and cleaners. However, once somebody starts to figure it out and they see someone who's growing businesses consistently like this, like all of a sudden people start to pay attention, like maybe I can do that, and all of a sudden you start to see more money coming in. Okay, and so this is a game of attention, though. It's a game of attention. You can start a cleaning business for less than $1,000 bucks. You can buy your vacuum and your caddy for $500, and if you're willing to do the work, by golly, you can be in the positive from day one. Okay. The skills you need to learn in the very beginning is very simply, how do you meet clients' expectations? That's really it. And while most people think it's through cleaning, like cleaning is a portion of the business, but like it's not the only thing. Like it's not. It's how to meet clients' expectations. A lot of that has to do with communication more than it even does cleaning. Okay, that's the first step. You got to learn how to set expectations. Excuse me. You got to learn how to meet clients' expectations so that you can consistently deliver a 5-star experience. The second skill that you need to learn is how to teach other cleaners how to train new cleaners on how to meet clients' expectations. Right. So first off, it's going to be you probably. You got to like once you learn expectations, how to meet expectations, you got to teach somebody else how to meet expectations. That makes you a trainer. Okay. And once you have that skill set, then it's your job to actually teach somebody else how to have that skill set. So that way when you hire somebody, You don't have to be the one who actually trained them. You can actually have somebody else in your team have a process and a system to follow, so then they can now train a new cleaner how to reliably meet clients' expectations. And if you just do that piece right there, then you get to be a full-time office person. And for most people, like that's where you probably want to be. Like cleaning is the lowest dollar per hour thing in this business. You don't want to be cleaning. Okay. Now you need to learn how to clean. You need to learn how to meet clients' expectations. You need to learn how to train someone else, how to train the people how to meet clients' expectations. But you, as the owner, you need to be able to have that skill set and then teach other people how to do it. So that way you can move into the office, which, guess what? Guess what your reward is? Learning more skills. Okay. And the next skill you're going to learn is, how do I get strangers to raise their hand and say, I'm interested in your cleaning service? Out of all the thousands, and I mean this thousands, I don't care how big your market is, even some of the smallest markets, you have thousands of other cleaners. Because you're not just dealing with cleaning companies, you're dealing with cleaners. You're dealing with solopreneurs. You're dealing with people who are illegal. You're dealing with people who are legal. You're dealing with people who are trying to like charge nothing, charge pennies. Like, how do you get somebody to raise their hand for your cleaning versus thousands of other people? Yeah. That's a question you probably haven't even asked yourself. Like, good question, right? And then once you get them to raise their hand, how do you get that person to agree to your price, to let you come in there to actually clean their home? That, by the way, is going to be higher than all these solo cleaners. It's going to be higher than all these people who are illegal. It's going to be higher than most people out there. How are you going to do that? Ooh, dang it. So this game is starting to get hard. Yeah. And then after the first clean, what are the words you say? What are the processes you got to do? Turn that person into a recurring client so you actually can make profits. You actually can grow a real freaking business. And then if you have solved that problem, then you get introduced to the real problem in a cleaning business. Finding, hiring, training, and retaining cleaners. That's the next skill that you must learn. And then, if you happen to conquer that skill, which, by the way, if you learn that skill, there's a very high probability you can get that business to $1 million. You can get to $1 million. Like, you yourself. You can be part of that process. You can get to $1 million for sure. Now, if you want to get the business to $100,000 plus a month, and you want to be able to not have to be the one who's selling or hiring or being in the field for that matter, the next skill set that you must learn, and this is the part where very few people ever even reach this part, you must learn how to coach. You must learn how to be okay with people making mistakes. You must be okay with understanding that perfectionism is a farce. You must expect people to make mistakes. You must expect people to fumble. You must expect people to be way worse than you. And you have to approach them with an expectation that you knew it and you still believe in them. And that, my friends, that is the pinnacle. That's how you're able to grow a $1 million business that profits well over $200,000 a year without you having to sell, hire, or be in the field. And so while it might appear easy when you guys watch us do one call every single week, I'm telling you what, it took me a decade, over a decade, to learn how to do all those things. And then to do them all at the same time, that creates consistency. And that's how we're able to do it again and again and again. And it's still challenging. And truth be told, like, if it wasn't for amazing people around me, it still wouldn't be possible. So like, there's so many things that have to go right. There's so many things that have to go right. But it is possible. And if you're willing to work hard, and you're willing to work hard for the right amount of time, the outcome is possible. So hopefully you guys, number one, got proper expectations that this thing ain't easy. So if you expect this to be easy, this is walk in the park, home cleaning, sounds easy, cool. It's not the expectation I'm trying to set here, because it's not a reality. But if you're somebody who likes to work hard and you want to be taught how to work hard on the things that actually matter, that actually move the business forward, it's actually going to grow the business, but most importantly, it's going to grow you as a human. That's what we can help you with. And so, James, if you will, if you guys are not part of the program or part of the coaching program, you guys can apply. You guys can apply for free, and you guys can get on the call for free, and I'll give you the price. And you don't give me your credit card. There's no hard pressure. In fact, most people I just don't think are a good fit, because I just think most people don't have the time and attention. And so I usually tell people, more people know than I say yes, simply from a standpoint is like, I'm only going to take your money if you can make more money with that money. That's all. Like, my only goal is to make the system better. And so if I don't think you can make the system better, then I'm not going to give you the system. Like, full transparency. If I don't think you're going to work hard enough, like, I also don't want my reputation of the system saying like it doesn't work for somebody who doesn't work hard in it. So that's also the other piece of the equation. Because that is our number one goal, is make the system better, because all we're doing is we're duplicating the system over and over again. Over and over again. And also, you guys help because you guys do make the system better, because I get more feedback when you guys are like, this doesn't make sense to me. I'm like, oh, cool. I can make it so it makes sense for you, because it makes sense for you, then it makes sense for more people. So anyway, if you guys are interested in hanging out with 120 other home cleaning business owners, you guys can apply. You guys can check it out. Outside of that, happy freaking Monday. I got to get on my next call. I got an advisor coaching call, all the advisor homies. And if you guys are not to the coaching program, you guys can go apply. Also, you guys can check out the podcast. You listen to all the old stuff, all for free. And yeah, either way, hope you guys got a ton of value today. Katie, thank you for showing up, as usual, for all 48 weeks now. Good to see you guys. See you guys. If you guys are inside the community, be on that conversion training in 2 weeks on Valentine's Day. Otherwise, see you guys later, guys. Appreciate you. Bye.